Welcome to Restaurant News Roundup, presented by Live Flow with me, Jensen Cummings, for your weekly dose of rapid fire restaurant industry news. Today, Friday, August 11th, 2023, we're covering Obama's tribute to their chef, restaurant employment levels, and major craft beer acquisitions, and more. All right, get into the comments for a link to the recap article and access to the full stories covered today, and to learn more about our sponsor, Live Flow is for restaurants frustrated using QuickBooks, desperately wanting better automated financial dashboards with real time data, a frustration I know all too well. As always, 10 stories in under 10 minutes. Stay with me. See if I can keep up. This is one take, no refires. Here we go. Sweetwater parent company acquires 8 beer beverage brands from Anheuser-Busch by Tristan Chan in porchdrinking.com. Canadian-based Canna Lifestyle Tilray Brands has acquired Anheuser-Busch brands including Shock Top, Breckenridge Brewery, and Widmer Brothers. Tilray is now the 5th largest craft brewery in the U.S. A Canna company investing into craft beer production distribution, for me, opens the door for crossover products and more mainstream access to alternative adult beverages, which we've talked about a lot. Next up, Saturday Brunch, now restaurant's busiest day part by Joe Gazowski, Restaurant Business Online. More than 10% of all dining dollars are spent from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays, which has replaced Friday lunch as the industry's peak period, according to new data from Square in its analysis, of data from about 800,000 restaurants. Snooze's total sales rose 38% last year, while First Watch's increased 22%, according to Technomic data. Eggs Up Grill, another competitor in that segment, grew sales 31.6% in 2022. Okay. With these new numbers, a post-pandemic push for more group activities, and spirit sales eclipsing beer, will it lead to more brunch concepts and or more restaurants adding brunch to their existing concepts? Let me know. Next, CQ Foods partners with Alaska seafood industry to boost salmon quality by fishermannews.com. Bristol-based Sockeye salmon harvesters and processors are utilizing certified quality foods CQR 3.0 device, which takes impediment analysis, instantly measuring meat quality, calculating the breakdown of internal cells of the fish. Now, the data can identify boats that deliver warm fish, neglect proper bleeding practices, or produce low quality fish. The Alaska Department of Fish and Game biologists are projecting landings of over 36 million sockeye salmon this season, which will run through about mid-August, which accounts for over half of the world's supply. So this technology and the standards being set here will impact the quality and pricing and availability of the entire seafood market. So let me know, do you know what this means for your seafood supply? How's your quality? Have you tested it? Restaurant employee levels inch back in July by Alicia Kelso, Restaurant Hospitality. After losing jobs in June for the first time in nearly 2.5 years, the restaurant and bar sector gained over 13,000 positions in July. The restaurant workforce remains below pre-pandemic levels by about 64,000 jobs, or 0.5%. Average hourly earnings for all employees on private non-farm payrolls rose 0.4% in July. Throughout the past 12 months, wages have increased by 4.4%, now rising at a faster rate than inflation. Finally. All right. What restaurants are fully staffed versus short staffed? What are you attributing your employment level to? Let me know. Roll call. Want to hear from all of you. Okay. Bojangles to pay $20K in sexual harassment retaliation suit by Caroline Colvin in Restaurant Dive. A Greensboro, North Carolina operator of Bojangles will pay $20,000 in a sexual harassment retaliation suit filed by the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. Bojangles will enter into a 2-year consent decree requiring the company to train all workers in specific restaurants on sexual harassment. Here's what I'm wondering about. Here's what I'm watching. The progress from companies like Arrow Up, check them out, beyond half-assed, antiquated sexual harassment, and interpersonal communication training in restaurants should and needs to actually create safe work environments. Got to level up here. Peeved Chicago diners create spreadsheet tracking restaurant service fees by Jacques Selvon, Eater Chicago. A group of angry restaurant customers have organized via Reddit to create a Google sheet of Chicago restaurants that utilize service fees. Over 100 Chicago restaurants with tallying fees between 2.5% and 25% have been listed. Diners are wondering about where the money is going and if it's legal to tack these fees on at the end of receipts. For all the restaurants out there, if you're adding fees or even using the same old tipping model, clarity and transparency will be the expectation of consumers. So you have to be prepared to put that info out early and often to consumers so there's no confusion. Next up, new Texas laws coming in September set to impact restaurant industry by Nolan Hoffman, KETV, Tyler, Texas. Laws on everything from the permitting process to property taxes are affecting restaurants in Texas and across the country. Legislators are getting mixed reviews on their handling of bills impacting the industry. Quote, as those that legislate, they don't mean to do no harm to industries that they don't know much about, but inevitably, nothing is impossible for those that don't have to do it. Scathing, said Bob Westbrook with the Texas Restaurant Association. All right. Even if you're not in Tyler, Texas, or Iowa or California, the local, county, and state laws being passed that affect restaurants will start to have systemic impacts and influence on lawmakers at the federal level. So make sure you're paying attention to what's going on. Yoshinoya America elevates the guest experience with Tattle by restaurantnews.com. The AI-driven survey platform provides restaurants with actionable, data-driven insights into guest sentiment. Quote, we were looking for a way of using customer feedback to quantify the impact of the changes we were making, such as our upgrades to our menu items, and level set where our guests think we do well, said Damon Thomas of Yoshinoya America. Okay, for you all to ponder, first party customer data has been a hot button topic. Proponents say it allows a restaurant to learn about and improve their guest experience. Detractors ask, do you understand how these companies are gathering and using your customer data? And is it ethical? Where do you fall? What do you know? Next, Taco Bell updates Go Mobile design for digital orders delivery drive through by Anna and Klein Restaurant Dive. The 1,600 square foot design features a walk-up window and no dining room in a bid to ease late-night operational challenges and trim development costs. Growing volumes of delivery orders at night when Taco Bell closes dining room for safety reasons shunted delivery drivers into the drive-through lane, creating delays for drivers and headaches for workers. Delivery and carryout are not going away, everybody. So, how do we manage the real estate design, offerings, worker needs, driver expectation, guest experience? We have to adapt. Brands like Taco Bell can do some of the heavy lifting for independent operators to learn from. Are you willing to pay attention? Lastly, Obama family chef Tafari Campbell found drowned by Katati Don Food Republic. The chef who cooked for the Obama family for 8 years has died. Campbell drowned while paddleboarding off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts, near the Obama's estate. The Obama family has praised his passion for cooking since his days as a sous chef at the White House and subsequent work as their private chef. All right, this was a personal story for me. As I first heard about Tafari from Sam Cass when they brewed the White House Honey Brew Ale in 2012. So myself as a brewer, certified Cicerone, the story of any chef's brewing beer really captured my attention. So I've stayed connected and followed his career ever since. This is just too many in our industry die far too young. So I want us all to take a moment for all those we've lost. They deserve to be remembered. All right. In time. How was that? Where are we at? 9:16. Okay. All right. As always, go to my pages at Jensen Cummings to get my personal take on these and many other stories. And Restaurant News Roundup is presented by Live Flow. Thanks to them. Every Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. You can also find that short form content on all the social media channels from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reels, LinkedIn, trying to be omnipresent for y'all. Let me know the topics that you all need to have me discussing so that you have everything that you need and can get back to the things that actually make you money. That's it for this.